As I said, there's a lot of different things that I like about people's car, one car or another, and there's things I don't like about one car or another, and certain things that manufacturers do that I really like, and other things that I really don't like. This is the first one I'm going to do this on, and I'm just going to start throwing them into the mix randomly through my videos, so you can subscribe and you can see some of them if you want. This is a series that's a response to people's questions about what should I buy, what should I not buy, what car do you like, what do you not like, and I'm not a fanboy for one particular car company. There's certain things I like about almost all of them, and there's certain things that I really don't like about certain ones. So we're going to start this off with Chevrolet and GMC. One of the things that I really like about GMC and Chevrolet is their consistency, and they're just awesome designs with their intake manifolds. I've never seen, aside from the gaskets they use that absolutely suck on the 3.8 liters and 3.4s and 3.1 series, the motors are amazing. I mean, the intake manifolds, the design of them do a really good job compared to their competitors in terms of getting the fuel to vaporize and deliver properly. They do an awesome job at that. Another thing that I really like about the under the hood aspect of them is that they're very consistent. You know that you've engineered something to very tight tolerances when things are consistent. Now, they are designed to fail. Certain things like the alternator, the fuel pump, they want you to buy a new car. They don't want you to, for reliability or the styling of it or whatever, they want you to buy another car. They don't want to be like a white truck company that builds stuff that's so awesome that it never breaks down and they never have repeat customers. They're pretty business minded that way. So that's one of the things that I like, is they're very consistent in their engineering. I love their Corvettes. I love the engine that they put in the Corvette. I love this 7.4 liter that's in this truck. I think it's a great design of a motor. I think it's brilliant. One of the things that I really hate, and they don't do this anymore, they've moved on to something. Speaking of hate, I hate that stupid Nebo flashlight. I got some new ones from Costco. They're a lot better. Things that I don't like is this type of distributor that's tucked clear back behind the intake manifold like it's a, early 90s, late 80s Ford Ranger, where there's just not room to do a distributor back there. I hate that. That sucks. I really don't care for it. Another thing that I don't care for that GM does on all of their cars is the side post batteries. I think that they're absolutely ridiculous. I think it's a farm for corrosion. Aside from that, it's really hard to jump start a vehicle. I just think it's a pain in the butt, and I think that it's an idea that is well worth abandoning, which they have been in recent times. Another thing about GMs, as far as likes and don't likes, I really like the layout of their HVAC controls. When you go to change the controls for temperature or fan speed or any of that, it's easy to figure out quickly. You ever been in an import car or a Chrysler or something and you can't figure out how the crap to make it cold or hot? I mean, these are simple basic controls. I mean, what if you switch the gas pedal and the brake pedal on a car? When you're driving along and you're horribly uncomfortable and you need to change it while you're driving, it needs to be simple. Chevy does a good job at that. Imagine if, like I say, if you switched the steering wheel to where the steering wheel controlled the wipers and then the wiper control controlled the steering. I mean, just freaking make it simple. It don't have to be some amazing Frank Lloyd Wright work of art. So I really like the controls that they have there. Another thing that I really like about GM cars, I'm I'm not thinking of anything. Here's what I don't like. Here's what I want to talk about. I hate that if your car locks, and it will automatically lock as you're driving it, when you pull the handle, you cannot get out of the car. I absolutely hate that about these. These door handles are always getting fatigued and breaking prematurely, because when you pull on the handle, because guess what? I just drove into a lake. I'm sinking, I'm gonna die, I'm in a panic, and I can't get out of the car. That's stupid. This is completely stupid. If you pull on that handle, that door should open. If you pull from the inside, a driver door at least, if none other. I just hate that. I totally cannot express my dissatisfaction with that appropriately in a rant video without using cuss words. You have to have the presence of mind to manually unlock the door, and then you can escape your flooding vehicle. Now, they say oftentimes you want to break out the window anyway, but say you're floating or something's happening to where you do have a moment to escape the vehicle, you're not going to get out. What makes you think you're going to have the presence of mind to do that? It's not going to happen. Alright, so another thing, what else can I tell you about GM? I could probably just end it right now. But another thing that I really like that GM does is I really like their alignment stuff. When you do an alignment on a GM vehicle, they're very symmetrical and it just works out awesome. Instead of having crazy drag links and, you know, track bars, this and that, and all this, you know, anti-symmetrical type of a setup, theirs is very symmetrical, very intuitively designed and intuitively aligned. I just think it's great. I get all emotional about these things. It's because I'm a redhead, but you know, some things I just really like about them and other things that I don't, you know, and that goes with every car, whether it's a BMW or a Volkswagen or a Japanese Honda, Mazda, Mitsubishi, whatever. I mean, there's things that I really like and don't like about each of these. As far as GM, you know, like I say, when things fail on one of them, it's going to fail on all of them. It's going to make it so much easier because they're so brilliantly engineered and consistently engineered. You know, you can get it right. There's one more thing that I don't like about GM as I'm looking down at this, and that is deck school. What a joke deck school was. They used the same black ABS plastic that Volkswagen did. They followed suit with that. And then they use the deck school, which dissolves it. I mean, like all these plastic components on your vehicle. See, like with this is, at least this is metal. You know, if it was Volkswagen, they would have used something plastic that would have dissolved in it. Those other motors that I was telling you about, the 3-liter displacement series, 3.1, 3.4, and 3.8, they all had all this ABS plastic on them. You know, like the 3.8 had these little plastic elbows that went on the intake manifold and they failed. The intake manifold gasket itself was made out of stuff that dissolved in deck school. I mean, why would you? I mean, that's like making your house out of sugar where it rains a lot. It's just a dumb, it's just a, I'm not going to cuss, I'm not going to do it, but it's just not a good idea. So that's some things that I'd share. Other things about Chevy is I think they're a good looking vehicle. I don't think that they've produced much of any. They're very conservative in their designs, but I don't think they've produced much any vehicle, especially along the lines of a truck, that I haven't absolutely loved. There's one other thing that I really hate about GM, and why can't you have, I mean seriously, it's like buckets under a leaky roof when you drain a cooling system on a GM. Now most people will never experience this, but this stuff's nasty. You don't want to put it in kitty litter in the garbage. You don't want to waste it. I mean seriously, how hard would it be? And the little fitting that you have to use to drain it, look at this thing. You have to use a 1/4-inch drive, you have to get it clear down there. It fills a puddle in the radiator support and then drips down like a leaky roof. Like Toyota, Subaru, Honda, like all of these Japanese companies, they figured it out. They put a little spout that goes down. Some GMs do have a spout that goes down, but for the most part, when you go to drain one of these things, it's a complete mess. And it doesn't have to be. And it's just, it's an environmental thing. I mean, I have to clean my shop now. You know, I have to clean out the floor because I did this. It would be easy to design a spout or a hose to go down. Dodge can do it. If Dodge can do it, if Chrysler can figure that out, GM should be able to figure that out. So anyway, I don't mean to make this a real negative rant. There's a lot of wonderful things about each kind of car, and there's some things that are just bothersome. On the whole, GM, I love you guys. I think you do an awesome job. But there's just, you know, and that's the thing, you know, like when you have somebody that's your hero or your idol, or that does something that's just amazing, and then you see them like do something stupid, you know, whether it's a politician or one of your kids or whatever, it's that much more disappointing. There's these few things that they could correct and that they are working on, and I just, you know, I think it's wonderful that you're going away from the side post battery. I'd really like to see something with the doors. A little spout on the radiator would be wonderful. And that concludes the review for now.